Hey guys, TGIM. I'm so happy to be here. While I share us out to all of our friends, just hang out and enjoy some James Brown. So good, so good. I got you. Yeah, feel nice. We're sharing with our friends. If you're here, don't go anywhere. You can also enjoy the really hilarious pictures of me in the background, which I'll be explaining shortly. And I'm going to share us out into the world, and then we are going to get started. So don't go anywhere. Hang out with me. We have great topics today, and I'm super pumped. So just hang on and give yourself this little time to shimmy. We're almost done sharing. In my arms, I know that I can't do no wrong. And when I hold you in my arms. Good morning, everybody. Almost done sharing. Almost. Nice. All right, all right, all right. Let's see what we've got here. We are all shared out. Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am just seeing if I can see our comments here because you know how Facebook likes to mess with me a little bit. Okay, so all right. Okay, so it seems that our comments are all on the computer today. So hello, hello. I am super, super excited to be hanging out today. I'm going to shut off our James Brown only because we can't talk and boogie to James Brown all at the same time. But welcome, welcome, welcome to TGIM. I am Tracy. I am a certified life coach, a speaker, founder of The Lit Factor, which is a personal growth company. And we hang out on Mondays so that we can learn, teach, inspire each other, be together. And I'm super, super pumped to be hanging out today, Monday, May 22nd, right? Yes. Okay. So let's see. It seems as though our comments are coming in on the computer. So for those of you who hang out, you'll notice sometimes I can see what you're saying as we scroll. And other times I have to kind of be looking in two different spots. So one of the things that we do when we hang out together is I will coach you live. So if you're really stuck, if you're experiencing something and you want some help, that's one of the reasons we hang out. So go ahead and type it in. I will be able to see it over here on my right-hand side, and I'll be able to answer and kind of coach you live. The other thing we do is I just kind of like talk and teach, and we go through different ways to really, really own your life and shift into whether it's something tangible, you know, like a weight loss or health goal or a relationship or career, or it's something intangible like I'm looking for more joy, I want to be less angry, I want to get over my depression. Things like that, and that's what we do. So welcome to TGIM. Okay, so first things first, why are there all of these pictures behind me? Because normally it's just a plain blue wall. Well, this past weekend, I celebrated my 40th birthday. Woo! It was amazing. I am pumped to be 40. The age thing is totally relevant to me, but I'm excited. I feel like legit. I'm ready to conquer the world even more. So as a gift for my birthday party, these beautiful pictures, see me through the years, like that middle one back there, my Oshkosh Bigosh. There's me naked at like age 2 or 3. Hopefully that's okay on Facebook. And it was just kind of like this beautiful, beautiful tribute. So the first thing that I want to say is I am so happy to hang out with you right now because I am filled with such a state of gratitude. I am filled with this joy and appreciation for everything in life. Thank you guys so much for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. And the thing that I want to say, right, because a few things came out of this weekend that as I thought about it, I said, ooh, I want to share this with all you guys, right? So the first thing was, when you look around a room and see 40 pictures of the 40 stages of your life, it's really kind of like a little like shocking in a way, right? In a good way, but really kind of shocking. And the thing that it made me think of what we do together is personal growth. I have been put on this planet to inspire you and wake you up to knowing you can shift, be, do, and have anything you want, right? So here's the question I ask myself, and I want you to be able to ask it to yourself as I look through these pictures of my life. Hi, good morning, everybody. Hey, Laura. These are representative of the 40 years that have passed. What kind of pictures do I want to see on my 50th? on my 60th, right? What do I want to create? What kind of intentions do I want to live with when it's time for my 50th and I get the 50 stages of 50? What are those other 10 years? What kind of things do I want to have seen happen? What kind of things do I want to have experienced, right? Because the one truth is that time is going by consistently, constantly, all the time. No one has any ability to stop it except for that girl. Remember that TV show in the 80s called Out of This World? And she would, I think her name was Eve, and she'd be able to go like this and time would stop. Other than Eve from Out of This World, nobody can stop time, right? So the choice that lies within each of us is, what do I want to be focusing on? What are my intentions? What do I want to do? I don't want to look back and have my 50th birthday and it just be some default collage of what happened. I want to get really, really clear, and I want all of you to get really, really clear. What do I want that 10 years for me to be? Maybe for you it's what do I want 1 year from now to be? And get really, really clear, because the way to create the life that you really want and to be who you really want to be and make those shifts is to have that extreme clarity, right? So for me, I know that I want, within my 50th birthday celebration, I want, more pictures of love and family, of my Lit Factor success, right? I want to have my best-selling book release that's going to be coming out within a year. I want that picture. I want the picture of me inspiring millions of people to be the best, most incredible them they could be. Those are the kinds of pictures I want it added, right? Chokes me up. So, hey, Jennifer, thank you, okay? So that's my point here. One of my big messages from my 40th weekend and all these pictures that you see is you get to choose. So stop sitting back and hoping and wishing and kind of just like dreaming about it. It's a great place to start, but we need to get into action. We need to get into intention and really, really identifying like, this is what I want my life to look like. This is what I want to have happen. So I can see you guys chiming in. Let me know if this resonates, okay? Let me know what I'm saying. What does it mean to you? What questions do you have? What do you need to be coached around right now so that you can start making all the stuff that you sit and kind of hope and wish about, making that a reality, right? Because you absolutely have the power, 100%, right? Kookie, you'll be 40 on the 7th. Awesome. Welcome to the club. All right. So I can see you typing again. I'm looking over to the side because I'm not getting the notes on my phone today. I'm getting the comments on the computer. But this is the first message, okay? Time is going by. What are you going to do about it? Who do you want to be? What changes do you want to see in your life? Hey, from Japan. Hi, Tammy. What do you want for yourself? Because the pictures, right? The pictures are going to happen. What do you want the photographs to capture? Right? That's where we're going with this. All right. So go ahead and let me know how you're feeling and if this resonates with you. And again, please share this out. I wake up every day to inspire as many people as I can to be the next level of themselves in whatever that means for them. Right? So hit share and let's get this stuff out there. Okay? Okay, cool. Laura, you're working on yourself. Awesome. So, Laura, I'm going to ask you, and you can type it or just kind of take it in. When you say you're working on yourself, what does that mean? Where do you want to be? Who do you want to be? What behaviors do you want to have shifted? What gains do you want to make? Start getting really, really clear. All right. Jackie, oh my God, this is something I've been thinking about. I'm going to be 50 next year. Awesome, Jackie. Love it. So, what do you want to have happen between now and 50? And then what do you want to have happened between 50 and 55, right? Because the kicker is if we don't get clear, then we just end up with what defaults towards us. And the other component and critical nature about being clear is it then starts to put you on the path of what you're actually focusing on, the thoughts that you're having, right? The beliefs that you're allowing. And those are the things that end up attracting things to you in life as well, right? Which is really, really important. Laura said, I'm working on emotional, spiritual, and physical strength. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So Laura, and anyone who's listening, okay, I'm coaching you live here. Now I want you to take that a step further, because the deeper you dig, right, the longer term sustainable change you make, and the more clarity you have over what you really want. Because sometimes we say things like, oh, I want, optimal health and wellness, or, I really, really want to be in like the best physical shape, or spirituality is really important to me. As we dig and dig, we realize, okay, yeah, you know what? That's really not one of mine. I thought it was one of mine because somebody else said it, or I saw that girl over there and she looks like super spiritual. So I think I want that too. Okay. So part of this is you getting really, really clear and digging down deep into what does it mean for you. So Laura, we're going to keep playing with Laura, and I want all of you to model this kind of the invitations I'm giving out. Laura's saying, I'm working on emotional, spiritual, and physical strength. Now you're going to go a step deeper. Laura, I want you to define for yourself, what does emotional look like? All right. Emotional success to Laura is what? What does spiritual success look like? Define it. Who are you? What are you doing? How are you honoring those goals, right? Physical strength. What does physical strength mean? Is it losing 2 pounds? Is it a bodybuilding contest? Is it, fitting into your prom dress from high school? What is it? Right? And it doesn't matter because it's each different for all of us. There's no judgment because that's what we talk about too, right? We're not judging. We're having fun. We're playing with our lives, right? And I say play on purpose because that's the other component to things, is just to calm down and have fun. I'll actually share with you right now. I just sparked my memory. And Sue just made a comment and I will definitely address that. When I blew out my 40th birthday candle on Saturday night, which always chokes me up. You guys know I'm a big mush. So when I blew out my 40th birthday candle and I gave a little gratitude speech to everyone who came to love me, which is another thing. Let the love in, okay? Like anytime someone says they love you, they want to do something for you, they have something for you, don't minimize it. Yes, let it in, right? So I felt every second and ounce of love. And then my message to everyone was, be present, right? Of all things, be present. Be in the now. Be in the now. Know that none of us are getting out alive. Okay? I'm sharing with you my birthday wish that I shared with everyone at my 40th. Okay? Be present. Be in the now. Understand that no one's getting out alive. So everybody can calm the fuck down a little bit. Okay? All right? That's exactly what I shared. Okay? So I love you, Dana. So I want you to take that message too. Be present. Enjoy what's going on, right? And understand that, this is your life to play with, to create, to enjoy. Understand that no matter what, right? Everyone has an end date, and that's okay. So we can all just kind of relax and calm down a little bit with that, okay? All right, great. Okay, so Jennifer, something about listening to you calms me. Thank you. That is one of the reasons I wake up, right? So thank you so much. One of the things I was focusing on losing weight, but after thinking about it, that's not my main goal. It's to be healthy and feel good about myself. If I lose weight, great. Jackie, that's amazing clarity, right? So this is what I'm talking about, everyone. What I'm talking about is getting really clear on what you want for yourself. For anyone just joining in, we're looking at my pictures of my life behind me and what kind of spurred this talk in my birthday that just passed. And Jackie sharing that she's about to be 50, and the conversation is get clear on what you want, because sometimes when we just kind of spew out what we want and we don't dig deeper to figure out, is that really true for me? Or is that just because I saw somebody else have success in that? Or I think that's what I should want? Or that's what my mom had always wanted me to do, but my grandma told me that was super important, and all that bullshit that really, really adds layers in between your true self, right, and this person you're walking around as. So Jackie just acknowledged, like, she used to think that there was the weight loss that was really important, but it's not. In actual fact, it's her health and feeling good about herself. The weight, the scale isn't really the thing that matters. So that's huge. I'm super proud of you, Jackie. Rock on. Okay? So that actually leads us, there was a question that I was going to read, and it was about someone saying, I've been on this spiritual and growth journey for a long time, and I'm struggling with patience, like, how do I know when I should give up, right? So what we're talking about weaves right into that, because that's the difference between when you're committed to something or when you're just interested, right? So if you know you want something, to Jackie's example, right? So if Jackie would have just been going after weight loss, actual pounds, then that would have inevitably not come to fruition, because she really wasn't focusing on the thing that she really, really wanted. That's more like, yeah, I'm interested in losing weight. What she's actually committed to was health, right? Was overall health, was that feeling energized. Jackie, tell me if I'm right about this. Waking up and feeling energized and like ready to rock her world, right? And do her life. That is the real focus. So it's important to understand also, and that's another way that you can assess, is what I want for myself what I really want for myself? Stop and ask. Am I committed to this, or am I just interested? There's a huge difference. When you're committed, it is evident, right? This is the little game. Jackie says yes, yay! This is the little game I invite you to play with yourself. If you're looking to examine, like maybe you've been going after something for a while, but you've kind of hit a plateau, or you kind of try 3 times and you back up 5 times and you try again. Stop and ask yourself, am I committed or interested? And how do you know if you're committed or interested? This is how you know. I want you to pretend that either in your day or in your week, you have a little invisible person following you around. Okay? It literally wakes up next to you when you open your eyes, and it lays down next to you when you close your eyes at the end of the day. If I were to ask that little invisible person, what's Jackie interested in? What's Jackie committed to? What's Tammy committed to? What's Fran interested in, right? For all of you that are listening. That little person would be able to know with certainty the things that you're committed to and the things that you're just like, I'll dabble in that. Does that make sense? You've been doing it, right? Does that make sense? Because that's a real thing. Like if you follow me around all day, you would know my health matters, my family matters, and my clients and my business matter. My effect on the world matters. I touch those things every day in some capacity, no question, right? You would also know that I'm not really committed to like cooking or making like big dinners. You would know that like maybe I'm sort of interested in, hanging out front of my house, like maybe not, right? All these silly other little things, but you know what definitely you are committed to. So always ask yourself that question and play that little game in your head. All right. Tammy says, sharing, sorry, good night to me. It's 1 a.m. Now I love myself because I'm two years old. Shows me no matter what makes him happy, sees the way I am. Exactly. Yeah. So I think I'm interpreting that as you were insecure about your weight from giving birth, but you love yourself because your 2-year-old is teaching you that. That's amazing. Yes, our kids can teach us tremendous things. So that's awesome, Tammy. All right, great. So for those of you just joining, I'm Tracy Litt-Lester. I'm a life coach and a speaker, a teacher, and founder of The Lit Factor. If you haven't yet hit like on the Lit Factor Business Facebook page, please do that. And you can also find me at www.thelitfactor.com and email me so that you could be a part of our tribe and community. There's a lot of awesome stuff coming out throughout the year, and I want to make sure that you don't miss out on a lot of the things I'm going to be offering. And I'm starting a lot of virtual things because I know a lot of us hang out and you're not close enough to come into my home for a live workshop, but you will be close enough to hang out with me virtually and do some coaching. So we're going to have that coming soon. All right, so if you're here and you have questions and you want to be coached on something, let me know. I can see you typing in, and I'd love to help you directly because, again, that's one of the reasons why we sit here and hang out together, all right? So there's so many things I want to talk about today. The first thing that I really want to talk about is radical personal responsibility, okay? And a lot of things that we talk about kind of over and over because it's important and sometimes it resonates and maybe you're paying attention today in a different way. But radical personal responsibility means complete ownership over your life. Okay? Means no excuses, no justifications, no rationalizations, no reasons why. Not my kids have too many extracurriculars. Not my husband works late so I can't. Not the gym is 15 minutes away so it is really difficult. Not, I didn't have enough people in my team so that project wasn't successful. Not I moved here and I, didn't know the language so I'm struggling. Not when I was, 10 I had this tragedy in my life so I really, really can't. Are you with me? All right? Radical personal responsibility is exactly that. It's owning 100% of your life, 100% of the time, all right? And in order to get anywhere, this is where we must begin, okay? Summer says this is what I'm working on. Also, flexing my personality for better communication. Awesome. Will you define flexing for me, Summer? And thanks for chatting with me. I love when you guys talk to me and ask me questions. That's really a huge component of why I'm here, so I can see you. Ask away. What do you need? What's going on? Okay? All right, so yep, no more excuses. So I really, really mean that. And the reason why radical personal responsibility is so, so critical is because it will take you from victimhood to really living in a state of empowerment. Okay? And in order to shift, up-level, grow, enhance, expand anything in your life, from a behavior to something tangible, you must begin with radical personal responsibility. Because if you don't agree that you are at the helm 100% of the time, you will always inevitably, even if it's subconsciously, find all the reasons outside of you why you couldn't, why you didn't, how come it didn't work. But you justify it because we're really good at that, right? I mean, chime in here, guys. Is this not resonating? Like, you're super, super good at coming up with every reason why, and it's like you're powerless, and it's fine because you just can't, right? So that's part of personal radical responsibility, because the next step of effective, long-lasting change is the power of choice. Okay, hold on. I'm stopping us for a second. Chrissy Smith. Hi, Chrissy. How are you? I have one day off a week. I intend to do all the stuff I can, only do that day, by end of the day sitting or chilling. Any tips on getting me up and moving and getting the balance between doing what I have to and also somehow getting time out? Okay, so Chrissy, I think I'm getting it. You want to kind of know how to manage your day better and get the things you want done while still having time for yourself. Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about that. So the first thing is I need to ask you for yourself to start distinguishing between what is a priority must and what is a should, I'm going to try to get this done because I'll feel guilty if I don't, kind of more periphery stuff. All right? And what we do is the things that are a must, right? The priority must, like, no, this is really important. This is going to align me to my values. This is going to align me to my goals. This is going to get me further on in my life, right? Those are the things you schedule into your day. And I'm talking schedule. Okay, guys? If it's not in my calendar, it's not real. All right? There's something called a zero-sum calendar where you literally leave no window open, okay? So you are putting in everything that you need to do. So for you, Chrissy, figure out what is the priority list. And again, guys, I want you to dig even deeper. Not just the first thing that comes off your head, your priorities. Then I want you to look at the list and I want you to ask yourself, your soul, what's really a priority here versus all the shit I think I should get done, that I need to get done, that really just bogs me down and takes me away from my focus. Okay? So I want you to start there and ask yourself, okay, what's my priority? And then that time that you're looking for yourself, it's a priority. All right? So chime back in here, okay? Because I want you to, Chrissy, let me know if this makes sense. That has to be a priority. It is not that you get everything else done and then whatever moments you can scrounge for yourself, you lap them up. No. Right? Because self-prioritization and self-care is also critical to feeling fulfilled and energized and being able to refuel yourself so you can go out there and be the kick-ass person you are to whoever it is that's in your life. If you work, whatever else is going on, right? You're part of that priority. So on top of that priority list of all the external things you must do, let me know if you get this, guys. On all the external things you must do, you are part of that priority list. Therefore, you never forget and you're never not cared for and you're never not prioritized. So whether that means your 10-minute meditation or 20 minutes of journaling or a 1-hour gym class or, phone chatting with a friend or taking a walk around the block or, making jewelry for 30 minutes or whatever it is that gets you going, you must do this, okay? Life is too damn short to consider yourself an afterthought. And what you tolerate in your life is what you will receive. Nothing more and nothing less. Which brings me back to radical personal responsibility. You have got to be responsible for what you need. So you are a priority and you are part of that list. So Chrissy, type something. Let me know if this is making sense to you because I was responding to your question. All right? Exactly. I am preaching. I get preachy and I get ranty because this is clear as day. Everybody is running around, burning the candle on both ends, doing everything in this external way possible, and then feeling totally overwhelmed, burnt out, resentful, and pissed off that they don't have time. You have time. You need to make different choices with your time. And that leads us back to the radical personal responsibility that we started this little segment with. Right? Right. And I love you guys. That's why I sit here. That's why I do this. I'm preaching for you to love you more. That's what it's all coming from. Right? You so need to hear this. Yes, yes, yes. All right, April, desperately need to work on this. Super lazy lately, dropping eating. Oops, sorry. I really just lost that whole comment. Sorry, Facebook is a little weird sometimes about comments. So April, I literally cannot read the rest of that. I apologize. Chrissy, that really helped. Good. Schedule important stuff and me stuff and drop the guilt. Yes. Yes. So let's talk about guilt. You guys want to know where guilt comes from? I'll teach you. All right. So Chrissy, schedule the important stuff and me stuff. I want you to even reframe that stronger. You are the important stuff. Schedule the important stuff includes you. You're not separate from that. Okay? Good. That's step one. Step two, yes, and drop the guilt. But here's the thing. In order to drop something or shift something, we have to understand it a little bit better, right? Because no, I'm not just going to walk up to you. We're going to have one session like this and be like, oh my God, just stop feeling guilty, okay? And like it's over. Bullshit. No. We need to do some work, right? There needs to be some repetition. Love it. Jackie, you're awesome. Thank you. Okay? There needs to be some practice, right? Like personal growth and all of this stuff that we work on. I know we're talking about guilt. I'm not going to forget. But all this personal stuff we work on, right? Theoretically, and what I deliver is super simple. The challenge that comes on for anyone going down a road of any kind of growth or shift, like I said, either super, super small or super transformational, is the practice and consistency. And for those of you who haven't heard this analogy that I give a lot, it's kind of like going to the gym. It's great if you have an aspiration and a goal to, lose 15 pounds or to have abs. If you go to the gym for a week and then you stop, none of those outcomes are going to happen because it is something that requires practice and consistency to see and feel the pride and glory of the result. So stop thinking that you're going to read one book, hang out with me for a month on Monday Lives, and then just totally forever be changed, right? You're going to be inspired, you're going to make shifts because we do this and tons of you, right? We hang out and we talk about this stuff and everybody's changing. But for long-term sustainable change, you commit and you do the work through practice and consistency. All right? Great. So let's talk about guilt. Okay. So, Chrissy and everyone, because guilt is something that is just rampant. So, here's the thing about guilt. Guilt comes on, and I want you guys to chime in because I want to make sure that this is landing because this is huge. Guilt comes on by choice. We actually kind of rub ourselves in guilt as a punishment to ourselves anytime we don't feel like we are living up to a standard or a rule that we have created in our lives. Okay? So let me know if that's making sense. So let's talk, Chrissy. I'm going to kind of play with you and make some assumptions so you let me know if I'm right or wrong. So if prioritizing yourself, if we have this kind of picture that in order for me to be a great mother, daughter, wife, employee, business owner, whatever it is you have in your life, right? Then I must be able to get this, and this done, right? Dinner on the table, getting everything accomplished, whatever those things are for you, right? And as soon as you fall short of being that perfect fucking person, which doesn't exist, and perfect is more of a curse word than fuck, truthfully, okay? Then what happens? You feel guilty, right? So if you're not living up to this rule that you made or was gifted to you by your mother or your grandmother or your husband or someone who influenced you in your life. All right, I got a bingo. Yes, okay, good. If you don't live up to this ideal that you created in the first place, you might not have known you created it because our subconscious does a lot of work and that's a different talk. Then all of a sudden when you fall short of that, that's when we go, oh God, I have to feel so guilty because I didn't do that. Oh, I feel horrible. I was supposed to go to that party and I didn't go. And because I didn't go, I'm not being a good friend. And because I'm not a good friend, I feel so guilty. Are you with me? Right? That is what guilt is. Guilt is your own choice of punishment for not being the person you thought you should be in whatever instance you're dealing with. All right? So let me know if you have questions here. Chrissy, let me know how this feels to you, because you asked the question, right? So how do you drop the guilt? Number one, radical personal responsibility. Number two, power of choice, and knowing, you know what? Okay, I don't have to look at this like I failed on some ideal of mine, right? Which is what happens when you bring the guilt on, okay? What you can do is you can look at it instead and go, you know, I was the best Chrissy I could be today. I did everything I could possibly do for myself, for my family, for my work, whatever the case is, right? And I love me. And everything else that's still there will be waiting for me tomorrow. That is an example of how to shift off of guilt, okay? All right, it's hard to stop shooting on myself. Okay, good. So this is something we talk about a lot. Thank you. So Jade, the 4-7-8 method. Yay, I love that you're bringing that up. I love you guys. You're the best. I just love you. Okay, so Jade is bringing up a method that I taught you guys at our last session, and I'll try to go over it again, and if not, message me and I can go over it. There's going to be something coming out that teaches it to you also. But shoulding on yourself, we talk about releasing the word should from your vocabulary like forever. Okay? Because should in and of itself, and Chrissy, this is going to be a great tool for you also. Stop using the word should. Stop allowing other people to should on you also. Oh, well, you really should go get this done. Like, I'm sorry, what? Are you living my life or am I living my life? Radical personal responsibility. Here we go back to that, right? So that's the first thing from shoulding on the other side. The same thing, Jennifer, you're shoulding on yourself, right? And that's bringing on your guilt. That's bringing on that, oh, I really should, I really should, I really should. So you need to do your work around that should voice and realize, no, I love me. I can identify if I could have done something better or different, but I love me and it's all good. Because should is a choice. So what do you do instead of should? Jennifer said, yes, right, exactly. Instead of should, it's I choose to or I choose not to. No big deal. I choose to do that or I choose not to do it. I'm definitely not going to do it because you think I should. I'm definitely not going to do it because I think I should. I either want to and I choose to, or I don't want to. And that's okay too, because my good enoughness is not based on what I get done. See? And that's another part of it, Chrissy and Jennifer and Carrie and Jade and Laura and everybody's hanging out and in this conversation and listening. Your worthiness has this much to do with what you do. Okay? You are worthy. Ah, you're welcome. Okay? That's it. Your value, you're delicious and whole and deserving simply because you awoke. Okay? So stop thinking that if you multitask and get all this shit done that you should, then all of a sudden, that's when you really get valuable. Because that's only like slowly emotionally killing you. Okay? Okay, let's see. Jennifer says, accept my consequence no matter the outcome. What does that mean? Tell me more. That's confusing me. What if you are not doing everything you could do that day? What if you are bathing yourself in guilt because you are being lazy? Okay, so April, what are you getting the laziness from? Sheila just had her mind blown aha moment. Yay, 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 yay. Thank you. I live for that. So what does that mean, April? What are you being lazy about? What are you really... Okay, let's go into another direction here. You're being lazy, which tells me, and April, just communicate back and forth here, you're procrastinating or you're feeling a lack of motivation. So tell me which one of them it is. And then you can tell me what you're afraid of, because lack of motivation is an indication of like not really being interested in the thing you think you need to be doing, which is okay. And sometimes we feel like, oh my God, I need to admit that. Or it could also be some form of procrastination, which is really just fear in disguise, which is super, super normal, because fear is like a very real thing, although it's totally over, yep and yep, okay? So it's a little bit of both of those things. So what is it that you're being lazy on? Let's talk about that. Jennifer says, like, good or bad consequences from not shoulding. Acceptance. Yeah, so what kind of consequences are you dealing with? I'm curious about. You know, and are they really consequences, or are you just making them mean that they're consequences? Summer says, I struggle with fear. I'm afraid of succeeding and failing. Wow. Super, super interesting. And this is a very common thing. I've got to take a sip of my drink. Hold on. Everybody might be surprised, except for Summer, because Summer brought it up and was super vulnerable and awesome at admitting it, so thank you. It is super, super real to have fears of success and fears of failure. And some people are like, really? Why would anybody ever fear success? It's like so awesome, you're successful, right? But it depends on what that means to you, right? So Summer, there's a lot that we could talk about with fear, but let me just say this. Fear is, okay, wait, I've got to take a few steps back. This is going to be great, all right? So bear with me right now, because this is kind of a bigger lesson, but it's really, really important, and I've got a couple of Me Too's, so let's talk about this. And perfectionism is fear in disguise. Procrastination is fear in disguise. Negativity is fear in disguise. Fear is kind of the underbelly. You have two options of how to live your life. You're fear-based or love-based, okay? So fear is a very, very, very real thing. Jackie, you struggle with fear too. All right, so fear is something that I invite you all to fall in love with, okay? So first, like I said before about guilt, in order to shift or change, you must understand and gain different knowledge. So you can go, oh, wow, that's awesome. Okay, so here we go. The way that we're created as human beings, okay, is that our minds and our brains were created to keep us safe. So we were brought up in the world, our reptilian brain, which is the base of the back of our head, is kind of the fight, flight, or freeze, right? That back in the day kind of caveman living where everything was live or die, and that's how we evolved, is where fear comes from, because as humans back in that time, we had to be uber aware of any kind of danger so that we could act, react, respond, and save ourselves, basically, right? Because we either had to stop or we had to run away from the lion, so to speak. So that is how our minds naturally have evolved. However, they're exactly still the same. So naturally, here's what happens. Anytime your subconscious, which is 95% at a minimum, your output, your conscious mind's only a small percentage. So your subconscious, anytime it feels, let me go through these things, threatened, unfamiliar, like you're going to step outside of something that you would normally do, you're pushing your edges out, you're expanding, you're growing, you're taking a risk, okay? Any of those things that you're going to try to do to be any bigger or different than you sitting small on the couch and just staying safe, your subconscious literally throws fear up into the mix on purpose in an effort to save you. Okay? Stay with me here. We need to pull back the veil on fear. Okay? And let me also say this, huge distinction between fear and danger. Danger is not what we're talking about. Danger is look both ways before you cross the street, don't touch a hot stove, wow, that dark long alley by myself at midnight's probably not such a good idea. That's danger. So let's just throw that to the side. I'm talking about fear, like the kind of fear that I had to teach myself, grow through, and overcome before I went back to school and jumped right off the ledge to start this business and do in my heart what I knew I was destined to do, right? That fear kept me paralyzed for 2 years. That's why I could talk about it, because I learned how to fall in love with it, all right? So anytime you're about to do something that pushes your edges out, feels slightly unfamiliar, it could be like bungee jumping, it could be like giving a public talk. It could be starting your own business. It could be having that critical conversation where you finally get your balls and you say what you need to say. All right? It could be anything. So if you guys want to talk about the types of things that you're fearful of, let me know. It could be fear of anything. Anytime you are going to do anything that steps you slightly outside of your normal, familiar, happy, yay, right, self, fear is going to show up. The thing is that fear thinks it's helping, because fear is showing up so that you don't get eaten by a lion and you don't die. It doesn't realize in the progress of humanity that it's really just screwing you over and keeping you small and stuck. Okay? Fear doesn't know that. So we love fear. It's all good fear. We understand that you're showing up so that I'm safe. Fear doesn't know that it's showing up, and you're allowing it to suck your power, okay? Because here's the other component when fear comes up: fear of failure, fear of success, right? All those things. You can either feel fear, give your power fear, and stay sitting down and just like, okay, this is my life. Or you can see the fear and you can say, thank you, fear, I see you. I understand your concern. Come sit next to me instead, because see, I'm me, you're not me. I'm not gonna let you get all up in my head and start ruling my life, dear fear, right? Instead, I, Tracy, or I, Jackie, I, Lisa, I, Summer, am gonna be Summer, and I'm gonna own myself, and I'm gonna take radical personal responsibility, and I am gonna be the person I wanna be and live the life that I wanna be. In fear, you're gonna help me. You're not gonna sit across from the table from me. You, because now I understand you, and I know you mean well, right? You're just a little misguided, no big deal. So now you're gonna come sit next to me. Here we are, here's me and my fear. And we're doing it live for like thousands of people. I don't even know what's going on, right? But we're hanging out, we're having a great time. But fear is not in power, I'm in power, all right? So ladies, let me know how this is landing with you as we brought this conversation up, because fear is something that plagues everybody, everybody. Everyone gets nervous. When I was on the news 2 weeks ago for the middle school program, I was doing everything I teach you guys to do. I was doing my 4-7-8. I was visualizing. I was in my power. I wasn't giving it away because I was totally nervous. I was about to go on live. I didn't know what she was going to ask me. I've never been on the news before, right? Totally nervous. Summer, that makes so much sense. Thank you. Great. So it's not about trying to live in a space where you don't feel fear, right? Because I personally, the things I teach and what I subscribe to, I do not believe fearlessness exists. I think that sounds nice, but it's crap. Fear's normal. Fear is there, and fear will always come up to be like, hey, right? Want to keep you safe, because your subconscious only has one job. Do you want to know what that one job is? One job is to make sure you're alive. That's it. So think of that too. Your subconscious's job, its sole job, is to make sure you wake up. So as long as you open your eyes, it's like, we're good. We don't have to do anything else, right? That's why it takes so much of your own power and shifting your mindset and being clear and setting intentions and growing and doing this work to really do something with yourself, right? To step out of the norm and push through those blocks and go somewhere, right? It takes that work. All right, Lisa, I've been worried and scared of going on this trip and haven't figured out why. We're going kayaking with family 10 hours away. I've been thinking of everything that might happen and not wanting to go. What you said just brought tears to my eyes. I'm gonna enjoy this trip and work through this fear. Lisa, you're bringing tears to my eyes. Sorry, okay, I reacted, I can't help it. Actually, I can help it, but I don't wanna help it. So Lisa, thank you for sharing that, and I'm glad that this has kind of, affected you and it's resonating with you. Here's the other thing that you said that I really want to touch on also. You said, I've been thinking of everything that might happen and not wanting to go, all right? And then someone prior to you asked about anxiety, right? Okay, great, so let's go here. Yes, thank you, Laura, there you are again. Yes. Depression and anxiety are both cultivated by where your thoughts are landing, what you're allowing in, what you're holding on to, what you're attaching to, notwithstanding chemical issues. So I get that. Let's just table that for a second. All right. But even with chemical issues, you have a tremendous amount of power to impact how you actually feel on a day-to-day and the levels of anxiety that you allow yourself to go to, or depression. But at least in your case, it's like, of course, listen, if I sat and thought about all the things that might happen in this downward spiral of hell, none of us would leave the house, right? So the first thing that's really important to know is you're not your thoughts, okay? None of us are our thoughts. We get like, 250,000 thoughts a day or something crazy like that. And none of us are our thoughts, right? Our thoughts are simply options. And I've taught you guys that before too, right? So it's like, this thought comes up. Does it make me feel good? Does it make me feel good when I think about the 3 horrible things that might happen on this trip? No. I kind of feel like shit. Now I'm nervous. Now I'm anxious. Now I don't want to go. It's about understanding, wait a second, I don't have to choose that thought. I don't have to attach to that. I can let that go, and instead, and this is a game, Lisa, I'm going to invite you to play this game, okay? So I think it'll really resonate with you. There's a game, because what you're doing is you're playing what if and what I call what if down. What if down is all the crazy, horrible things that are going to happen in the future, and you're anxious, and oh my God. What if up is all the great stuff that can happen. What if we get there and I have like the best time of my life? What if I realize I love kayaking and I get in touch with the deeper side of myself? What if we have an awesome family bonfire and we move through that huge elephant in the room that's been going on between this person and this person? What if it's the best vacation of my life? What if I realize I love the outdoors? What if, are you with me, right? That's the thing, is that we get to choose, right? I'm going back again. You change nothing in life without radical personal responsibility and power of choice. And you need RPR to get power of choice, okay? So that's your choice. You realize, wait a second, I feel yucky, I feel anxious. Why do I feel yucky and anxious? Let me go up here. Ooh, wow, okay. I feel yucky and anxious. Yes, Lisa's saying yes, right? I feel yucky and anxious because I'm choosing all these thoughts. Huh. Let me play the game in the other direction at least. So if you're going to screw yourself over by playing what if down, at least do yourself a favor and give yourself the other option and play what if up. And then you get to decide, I don't know, which one do I want to hang on to so I can enjoy this trip? Oh, great. I'm going to think of the good stuff. All right? So yes, that says yes. So Laura, so that's a large part of anxiety, right? It's in kind of bringing up all those thoughts and then what I like to refer to as watering them, right? So if you water the plant and the roots that make you feel anxious, and by watering them, I mean paying more attention to them, giving them more acknowledgement, going over them in your head over and over, calling your friend and saying, oh my God, la, 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 right? You're constantly making that pathway deeper and deeper, and you're watering it, get stronger and stronger, right? Or bringing yourself into the present moment, right? Being in the now. Because anytime we think about the future, what if, what's going to happen, we always are going to bring ourselves to anxiety because we're focusing on the unknown. And the unknown inherently is frightening because you don't know. But it's your choice to spend your time there, right? So you're missing this whole now because you're thinking about what might be then, and 9 times out of 10, you're totally wrong. You have no idea. It's natural though, right? Because also as part of that reptilian brain and our evolution, negativity was the thing because we had to find the problem. Because of the lions and the cavemen and us, being this inches from our life every day because of the type of life it was. So we were constantly in this place, we had to find the problem. It created this negative mindset, which is the reason why, right? It takes like 3 positive thoughts to outweigh 1 negative thought. Because that's how our brains are trained. So it's up to us to take that power back to go, no. I understand that my brain is going to throw negativity out as thought option, but I have the power, okay? So you either give your thoughts the power, in which case your thoughts run your life, and then you're depressed and anxious, or you go, no, fuck that, and I mean that when I say it. I'm going to own myself, and I get to choose the thoughts that serve me, and what makes me feel good, and what makes me not feel good. Okay? All right, so let's see what questions are coming in here. Joanne, oh my goodness, I just turned this on. Thank you, I needed to hear this today. I have to travel and I was getting so nervous. I'm so glad. Okay, hold on. Chrissy, my fiance is Sicilian. I've never flown. Really want to go to Sicily, but keep putting it off. Some of this is helping. More tips. Yes, okay, good. This is about travel. So I'm going to go over a very, a good tactical tool for any of you that are experiencing nervousness around doing something. All right, I'm going to give you 2 different approaches, and this is going to be awesome. And I'm going to give you 2 live examples, okay? So this is about any time you are about to embark in something, you're like, I don't want to do this. I'm totally scared. I've never done this before. Oh my God, I might die, right? Because that's really what you're afraid of. If you weren't afraid of death at the end, then you wouldn't care. So here's the first example. The first example is, and then I'm going to give you a travel example, is it's all about the thoughts and the story you tell yourself when it happens. Because I'm going to drop a bomb on here and blow your minds. Did you know that your body chemically does not know the difference between when you are nervous or when you're excited? It doesn't know. Your body's reaction, the sweat under your armpits, the heart racing, right? The nervousness, the butterflies in the belly, that chemical reaction's identical. The difference is what's happening up here. Okay, so you can very easily turn, oh my God, I'm so nervous, into I'm so excited, I'm so excited, I'm so excited. And then all of a sudden your body's like, oh my God, I'm excited. I guess she's excited, right? So you get to control that. How freaking cool is that? All right, let's see. Off to Liverpool to visit my sister, 4-hour drive. I'm dreading, loving this. I'm glad you're loving this. Good, good, good. All right. So you get to decide, is it nervousness or is it excitement? And the best thing to do for your fulfillment and your mental health is to choose excitement. All right. So here's my story. Went on vacation for spring break with my family. My kids wanted to go parasailing. I wanted to go parasailing too, but I was totally scared. But I didn't tell them I was totally scared. Because, you know, I'm like the mom, so I'm supposed to not be scared, and I'm supposed to lift them up. So we get there, and I'm like all amped up, and the whole time we're sitting on that like dock area waiting for the boat to pull up, you know, and that whole time I am sweaty, better freaking out, but I'm like, yeah, right? I'm so excited. The girls have no idea. They still don't know, and if they watch this, they'll find out. They, no idea. I'm so nervous. And then we get onto the boat. By the way, I usually get like crazy seasick. But I wasn't able to do that then, so I started the mind work. Tracy's gonna be awesome. You love parasailing, right? You start to become the type of person who naturally loves whatever it is you're in fear of, right? And this is where the having more fun with your life and not taking everything so freaking seriously is so critical. It's kind of like, wait a second. I'm starring in my own movie. Right now, I'm a parasailer, so I parasail. So what are those kind of? Oh, they're relaxed. I grabbed a bottle of water. I was talking to the captain. Oh, this is so great. I laid back on the boat, right? I am being and talking myself into who I need to be at the time to fulfill this goal or this occurrence. Right? So that's another variable too. Guys, you're not fixed. It's not I'm a person who's afraid of flying or I'm a person who's nervous to parasail. It's who do I need to be right now in this moment to do what it is that's in front of me that I want to do. Right? Who do I need to be right now? What's relevant right now? Throw out, I take things personally. I'm a neat freak. You know, I always run late. I'm bad with money. If you want to be those things, then keep labeling yourself. If not, you have to get rid of that and you have to really start saying, I am whoever I need to be when I need to be that person. All right? And that's exactly what I did. Right? And now I'm going up in the air. Now I'm up in the air. I'm tandem, right? So now I can't even be scared, like shitting myself, scared up in the freaking sky by myself. Now my youngest daughter, my 10-year-old at the time, is strapped to me and she's looking up at me like, oh my God, right? So I just kept saying in my actress mode, like, yeah, this is gonna be great. We're going up. Oh my God, look at the ocean. This is gonna be so great. I'm singing, I believe I can fly. Literally, this is happening, right? Created an awesome memory for her, and then she wasn't scared, and we had the best time. And then, you know what happened? I actually loved it because I enjoyed it, and I was in that space. And then when I was done parasailing, I was like, oh, I parasailed. I did it. This is amazing. And that's how confidence gets built, guys. So for those of you asking about these travel questions, when you do the travel and you come out the other side and you're fine, which you will be, you'll be so proud of yourself because you did it. And it's awesome to do things, and that's how you build momentum in your life. So the second tip that I want to give you, besides really kind of becoming who you need to be at the time and getting into that mindset and understanding that nervousness and anxiety are the same unless you tell your nervousness and excitement rather feel the same in your body and you have to tell yourself what you're feeling. The other thing specifically for travel, okay, is number one, I want you when you're getting on the flight or the drive or whatever it is, instead of fixating your mind on what is about to happen, I want you to create a visual of where you'll be about 10 hours later or however many hours, meaning if you're traveling and your travel time 6 hours, but you know that at the end of the night you're having dinner with your husband's family and you're going to be sitting in some gorgeous Sicilian, restaurant eating fresh pasta and drinking Chianti, that's where your mind needs to go, right? Same thing if you're, I'm sorry, the comment scrolled up, so I can't give the exact reference for the other travel question, but wherever you're going, if I was traveling to New Jersey to see my family, right, and I was nervous, I wouldn't be thinking about, oh my God, this flight and nervous, right? No, I would be visualizing, right, the environment. Oh my God, we're going to sit. I know the family room. We'll sit in the family room. I'm going to picture the kids laughing with me, laying on me, right? Because it's important to bring yourself to a space in the future that's happy, where you see yourself having arrived and are safe in the space you're going to. Does that make sense? It makes a lot of sense, right? So now as you're sitting there and the plane's about to go off, you're just kind of like, no, wait a second. I get to own my power. No. Thank you for these thoughts. I hear you, really weird monkey mind. Thanks. But no, I'm not going to take that. Instead, I'm going to really visualize myself tomorrow in this space, loving my life and enjoying myself. And it helps with the anxiety, okay? The other thing you can do is you can start counting backwards. Mel Robbins has a great 5-second rule. So it's you count back from 5, okay? So in that moment you're really, really nervous, you count back from 5, and then you visualize where you're going to be. Or you can just count back from 5 to kind of calm yourself down. So yes, I needed this. That will work with of course, with anything. This is amazing. Thanks. Awesome. Kim. Oh my God, seriously needed this. Just started my new job. Thanks to the workshop you attended with me. Yes. Kind of nervous to get back into it. All sorts of anxiety, but I convinced myself that I know what I'm doing. That I'm on a great path. I had so much fun today and I know where I'm supposed to be. That's amazing. Kim, I'm so glad you came to this live and that worked out. And that's awesome. See, you're doing your thing. You're creating your life. So that's tremendous. So yes, and this tactic, well, with any fear, with any nervousness, right? Like I was saying, I was being interviewed, public speech. It could be like you have to have a crucial conversation with your spouse and you're kind of freaking out. It could be you need to go in and ask for a raise and you're kind of freaking out. You're in control. That's the main message here. Radical personal responsibility, power of choice. Your thoughts either run you or you choose them. You need to decide which life you want to live, right? Because that's really at the crux of what we're saying here, all right? Okay, cool. So that's the end of our hour. I'm so glad you guys were with me. I'm so glad, Lisa, you needed this and you got what you needed. If you're interested in private coaching or group coaching, message me. I am happy to chat with you and give you a little more information, talk about your specific stuff and see what we can work out. And definitely like the Lit Factor, share this out, message me on Tracy@thelitfactor.com with 2 T's so you can be part of our tribe and get all of our great new offers and virtual programs coming out, book coming soon, and all kinds of different ways for you to live the life that you really, really deserve living, whatever that means to you. So, treat yourself well. I genuinely appreciate and love you all, and I will see you in a week. Bye.